Sam, are you ready? You seem a little bit upset. What's the matter?
Well, I'm just kind of annoyed right now because I was on the MRT coming here and somebody was playing their music out loud on their phone very loudly. And it was just so annoying.
That is really annoying. You have to share the MRT with like hundreds of other people, and you think that everybody wants to listen to your music?
Yeah, and I was trying to prepare for my class, and it was just so distracting.
Usually I'm like trying to sleep, or like rest, and then someone's playing music right next to me. So did you speak up? Did you say anything?
Well, no. I mean, I felt like it wasn't my place to say something, so I just kind of quietly sat there.
It can be kind of awkward because you don't really want to make that person feel uncomfortable, but you feel uncomfortable, and the other people, you don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah, maybe somebody was enjoying it. I don't know.
So I wonder in this case, should you have spoken up? I don't know. I don't know if I would speak up. Oh, this is an interesting topic.
Yes, I think though we should.
Okay.
We should.
Don't be afraid to speak up. Right.
Yeah.
Another time, Monica spoke up for a female coworker. The woman was on a project with a male coworker. She was very hardworking and did much of the work.
Welcome back, everybody, to ABC Interactive English. I am Shane.
And I'm Sam, and today we're looking at Don't Be Afraid to Speak Up Part 2. So we've been looking at Monica and kind of getting to know her and her personality, and we found out some stuff about her, how she's easygoing and how she is working on trying to speak up.
Yeah, she likes to avoid conflict, but she is willing to speak up if she sees something is wrong or something happens to her or somebody else. She's willing to speak up.
Yes, and so we're going to continue on now with the reading and see what does she encounter next.
Okay.
Another time, Monica spoke up for a female coworker. The woman was on a project with a male coworker.
Okay, so we have this word co-worker. So we know what a worker is, right? Somebody who works. So co-worker, we put these words together. What does co mean?
Well, co is a prefix which just means a beginning part of a word, and it means together or with. And you see it in other words like co-pilot or co-captain.
So if you have a co-pilot, that means that there's more than one pilot and they're working together, right?
Yes.
So a co-worker is just somebody who works with somebody else, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And we also have the word project in this sentence. And so a project is a task that you will work on and it's planned out and you're trying to accomplish that. And so you might see this word come up in school.
Right. You have to write something or do some research on some kind of a topic. You'll have a project, right?
Yeah, or like a end of the year project. Maybe one class says, okay, the final project for this class is something really big that you might have to do in a group or maybe alone. Sometimes you have solo projects as well.
And you'll have projects at work with your coworkers as well. So you could say, for example, my coworkers and I are working on a project that is due in 2 hours.
Oh boy.
We better hurry.
That's a bit of a rushed project, but hopefully they can figure it out.
I'm sure they will. Okay, let's continue the reading. She was very hardworking and did much of the work. Okay, so the female coworker was hardworking and she did much of the work. So hard working. So we have this word work again in here, working, and this word hard. So if you're hard working, it means you work hard, right? Hard working. So this is an adjective. So this is very useful. If you know somebody who works really hard, you can say, you're a very hardworking person.
Yes, it's very easy to use work hard, and a lot of people will say she works hard, or he works hard, or I work hard. But it's also nice to sometimes flip it around and say, she is a hard-working person, or he is hard-working.
Yes. So I think that if you have a coworker or a classmate and you're working on a project with them, and you're the only hardworking one.
Oh, see, now that is a scenario or a situation that comes up a lot. And unfortunately, that's why a lot of people don't like group projects. But if you're in high school, this actually happened to me once in a high school project. We had a little group of 5 people who were working on our project, and we had 2 people who were not working very hard.
Oh, this always happens in school.
And of course, the teacher said, whatever your group project score is, you guys all get the same score. That's a very hard situation because if you have 2 people who are not working, you feel it's not very fair.
They're not pulling their weight.
Yeah.
Right? That's really unfair. If you say somebody's not pulling their weight, imagine we're trying to pull something very heavy, and I'm pulling it and you're pulling it.
Or I'm not pulling it.
Well, exactly.
I'm not pulling my weight.
Your hand is on the rope, but you're not really doing it. It means I have to work even harder, and it's not fair because you're not pulling your weight.
Yes.
So hardworking people are always pulling other people's weight. Right?
Yes. So that's why in a group project it's really important to talk with your group or talk with the teacher and try to get it figured out where everybody is pulling their weight and everybody is working hard. That way you can feel that it's fair for everyone.
Do you think I pull my weight when we're working together?
You're getting better.
I think we should take a break and discuss this. What do you mean? You think you're more hardworking?
Well, I mean, I'm the one who's going through all these words and, and I'm thinking the scenarios.
I'm the one with all the ideas, and you're sitting here taking credit for it?
Okay,
This is
anyway.
crazy.
When they showed their project at a meeting, the boss loved it. To the woman's surprise, the male coworker took credit for it. Monica knew that was wrong. Monica also knew that the woman was too shy to say anything. So she did it for her, and the woman thanked her later. Monica hopes that everyone can learn to speak up.
Welcome back, everybody. So we're talking about Monica's friend, or actually her coworker.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not friends?
They could be or they could not be.
Okay, I guess it's not important.
Yeah.
But her coworker is actually very hardworking. So what are we going to find out today about this coworker?
Yeah, so let's see where this situation kind of goes because now we've only got the setup. So the next part of this story goes, when they showed their project at a meeting, the boss loved it.
Okay.
To the woman's surprise, the male coworker took credit for it.
Oh, not good.
And Monica knew that was wrong.
Okay. So somebody takes credit for something. That means that they are saying that I am the one
who had this idea.
Who had this idea or made this thing really good. That means to take credit for it.
Yeah, so in this situation, if you were the female coworker, you're probably not very happy to hear somebody else say, hey, that was my idea, because it was actually your idea.
So the male coworker's not a very nice guy. Okay, so to one's surprise. Okay, so if something is to one's surprise, that means that they're surprised when they see something or hear something. They weren't expecting it. So you can say, to my surprise, it's raining today. In other words, I was expecting that it was going to
not rain.
Or be sunny or something like that, so it was surprising to me. So in this case, she was surprised that the male coworker took the credit, right? Not cool.
Yeah, not cool. And Monica knew that this was wrong. And so our next word that we're looking at is wrong.
Wrong,
yeah, and this means obviously not correct, but in this situation, it's not just not correct as far as like the answer is correct or not correct. This is like, this is not a good thing to do in this situation. This is something that is wrong.
So this is not like 对不对, this is 道德 或者是不道德 That kind of wrong, right?
Yes.
Yes, right? So this is really about whether you should do something or not do something. Not if it's the right answer or a wrong answer.
Yes.
So you could say that it was wrong that you pulled my hair when you were angry at me.
Yes, that would be very wrong to do.
Luckily, you never did that to me.
I think it would be hard to grab your hair. It's a little short.
Well, you can still do it. Your hair would be easy to grab. You have lots of hair.
I probably would have to put my hair up if I was going to get in a fight because it might be a little too dangerous.
You should be careful of that. Okay, let's find out what Monica's going to do. Monica also knew that the woman was too shy to say anything. Okay.
So Monica really is a good coworker, a good friend. She's watching and paying attention to what's going on, and she noticed that this coworker is not going to say anything, and so she's like,
she's shy.
Yeah, she's very shy, and shy is an adjective that means quiet or uncomfortable to kind of say what you're feeling.
Yeah, and a lot of times kind of afraid.
Yeah,
right?
so a lot of times somebody who is shy, they won't speak up, and they will kind of let things happen that maybe they don't really want to happen, but they're too shy to say anything.
Yeah, it's like somebody, for example, the student really needed to use the restroom, but they were too shy to
raise
their hand because they will feel embarrassed or awkward or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about Monica. So she did it for her. So did what for her? She spoke up, right?
Yes.
And the woman thanked her later. Monica hopes that everyone can learn to speak up.
Yes, and so speaking up in your daily life really is a very good thing to help you kind of get what you want and also how to communicate better with people.
Yeah.
But of course, we need to remember that if you're going to speak up, make sure you're doing it politely.
That's really important. And if you see something that you think is wrong, or you see that somebody isn't being treated very well, you need to speak up for them too.
Yes.
Again, you do it politely.
Yes.
But you should say something, right? And I think everybody, the whole world will be better if people politely speak up.
Yes, and so speaking up can make you feel more confident and more powerful in your daily life. And so this is something that everybody should try to practice as much as they can.
Well, I'm going to go home and eat dinner. I am done with work. I'm speaking up for myself.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you guys next time.
Another time, Monica spoke up for a female coworker. The woman was on a project with a male coworker. She was very hardworking and did much of the work. When they showed their project at a meeting, the boss loved it. To the woman's surprise, the male coworker took credit for it. Monica knew that was wrong. Monica also knew that the woman was too shy to say anything. So she did it for her, and the woman thanked her later. Monica hopes that everyone can learn to speak up.
Hello, 大家好吗？ It's Winnie again. Let's have a look at our new vocab. 首先是 coworker 名词同事。Do you hang out with your coworkers outside of work? 那 outside of work 就是在工作之外的时间。你休假的时间会跟你的同事们出去玩吗？接着这是很常见到的字 project 名词专案或是企划。We just launched a project we've been working on for a long time. Launch 呢是发表发行动词，那 launch a project 就是推出或是发表的一个专案。我们刚刚发表了一个我们花了很长时间在做的专案。接下来是 hardworking 形容词努力的。My brother was very hardworking in school. 我弟弟在学校非常的用功。最后是 shy 形容词害羞的、羞怯的。那比方说，当你带你的新朋友去认识你的朋友们的时候，你可以跟他说 Don't be shy, come and meet some new friends. 不要害羞，来认识一些新朋友吧。那今天有哪些生活中常常可以用到的用语呢？一起来看一下。第一个是 to one's surprise， 令某人讶异的事。to one's 加 名词，表示令某人怎么样的事。那其他常见的例子还有说 to one's joy, to one's horror, to one's excitement， 令某人高兴或是恐惧或是兴奋的事。To everybody's surprise, Cindy passed the exam。令大家讶异的是 ，Cindy 通过了考试。接下来呢是 somebody takes credit for something， 某人将某事归功于自己。那 credit 呢指的是功劳、荣誉，它是不可数的名词。Take credit for something 表示因为某事而邀功。看个例句 ，Claire should be taking credit for this project because she is the one who made things happen。Claire 应该是这个企划的最大功臣，因为她让很多事情发生了。最后呢，这个是 somebody hopes that 加主词加动词，某人希望怎么样。that 呢可以省略不用，比方说 she hopes she will get along well with her new classmates。她希望她会跟她新的同学相处融洽。OK， 那今天就到这，下次见喽。
Hey everyone, it's Nina.
And I'm Oliver.
Today we're going to be playing Word Drop. Each of us have 3 cards each with a word or phrase on them, and we have to casually work them into our conversation. But we don't know what's on them. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Shall I start?
Okay.
All right. Ooh, interesting. So, I wanted to tell you about my friend that I used to go to school with. She is incredibly determined. She's great with any projects, any school assignments. You know, she's very disciplined. She always gets things done, and she's top of her class. And she's still able to party hard. So I think it's great when you can do both, work hard, play hard, especially with such a great attribute as being someone who is hardworking.
Okay. Yeah, I think if you're hardworking, it allows you to overcome any obstacle, it allows you to kind of move through life smoothly, and probably being able to be hardworking is kind of above any other quality that you can have. Because as long as you work hard enough, you can, well, not always, you can usually overcome any obstacle and succeed in any project that you undertake.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was working on this project the other day actually, and we had to design this house, like a building, but we had to think about, you know, how people want to use the space and, you know, where people want to go and what they want the appearance to look like and everything. And I was working on this project with a coworker.
Okay. I think that it's also pretty important to have a right coworker.
Yes.
I mean, not the right coworker, but everybody has a different personality, and you have to be able to work with coworkers in different ways. Different people require different things. Some people are more assertive, some people are more confident, some people are more shy, and you have to be able to adapt.
That's true. Yeah, my colleague or coworker was actually quite shy in the beginning, so I wasn't sure if we'd be able to work together properly and, you know, have that chemistry and get things done together. Yeah, because she was very quiet. She kind of just minded her own business in the office and everything. So after working with her, she was actually very helpful, to my surprise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think that's the other problem though when working with very shy people, is you have to be careful that you don't make them feel that one person is trying to take credit for all the work. And I think that's actually the thing that you learn from doing projects, is you learn how to share, communicate, and share the spoils as well as the work.
See you next time!